Hey guys, in this video I'm going to share with you an automation that will completely change your approach to content creation with n8n. The name of this automation is Frankenstein V8 Pro Research. What it will do, based on a form submission, which is this guy right here, we're going to have data to be filled that will trigger this automation, and it will create this full dive keyword research, a comprehensive research report to be exact. And it will also create our first draft article. Everything only based on this simple form submission. What does it contain? So by pressing on the campaign goal right here, as an example, we can choose what exactly we want from this campaign. In my case scenario, I want to generate leads. Here I put also main content topic. You can choose also the content format that you want it to be. You can put also your seed keyword, your target word count, in this case scenario, your target audience, internal linking pages, if you have any, you can put so the article will be referred to that, and your email. You'll receive an email at the end of the automation that will contain all of the following. We're going to have the article as HTML format, as a document, then the research as HTML format, and as a document. So if I'm going to press on this as an example right here, I'm going to just open them one by one, so you will see exactly what it will create, yeah? So we're going to have, okay, the article as a document. So we have it here. Everything was well structured based on my input. We have also our research HTML, our research doc, and also our article HTML. We're going to come back to it, yeah? So all of this automation does that. And if you ask how, so it's a multi-agent system with LLMs that here we have different agents and AIs that will specialize in doing all the research for us. So if you want to check right here, we have our master research and synthesis agent, right? So this guy right here, this is what he creates. So we have the research angles and synthesis from different perspectives. So this guy right here, he's using 4 tools, which is simple search, broad search, URL search, and keyword deep research. I know these two are far, but I put it so the workflow will look beautiful. Don't look at the cat. Yeah. But just for information, so this multi-agent system right here, the first input and research will do a deep dive keyword research and analysis. Then we're going to have an analysis and verification team right here that will do the topic insights and core angles, our competitor identification, also our authoritative resource links, basically for our EEAT check. I'm going to have our outline creation in the content creation section, our final article creator, HTML format, and then the document creation for the email that will be sent that I showed you before. So let's see what this document is about, right? Because all of this automation, as I mentioned before, it will create the first article draft, and also it will create this comprehensive research report. So here also in automation, oops, going back, in this automation right here, what is this? Okay, sorry guys, I pressed the wrong button right here. So in this automation right here, you can set client data. So here I just put, hey, Frankenstein, website URL, brand voice, EEAT highlights, and also internal linking pages are coming from the form. So all of these data along with the form input, as an example, in our case scenario, it was YouTube video, n8n AI SEO automation blog post. n8n AI SEO, 1000 words, intermediate, internal linking pages, the email that all the data will be sent to, right? So all of this data was triggered. It triggered automation and it created this comprehensive research report. What this research report will contain: the initial campaign and client details, which is the input and the client data. I'm going to have our master research and synthesis, which is, for example, hey, n8n AI SEO use cases and workflows. n8n is a powerful tool for automating a wide range of SEO tasks, moving beyond simple workflows to full cycle process management and so on. Yeah. So we extracted this data, and another one, which is EAT and AI content in 2025. And moving forward, we have the SEO keyword and content strategy, which basically comes from this guy right here. Yeah. So what he will get for us: core topic keywords. All these core topic keywords will contain a keyword, the intent, and the rationale. Next, we're going to have long tail specific queries. Same goes for that. Keyword, intent, rationale. We're going to have user pinpoint keywords. We're going to have competitive landscape keywords. Same thing as before. So as you can see right here, even in his output, you can see it. Core topic keywords, long tail specific queries, and solutions. Of course, all of these data, if you want, guys, you can put them in a sheets like this, as an example, yeah, or like this, because it's just a simple drag and drop element that you can easily input inside your sheets, right? All of these data right here. So going back, we have our deep dive keyword analysis. This is amazing. So it's done basically by this guy right here, our deep dive keyword analyst. So here, let's log on a look. I'm going to have top keyword opportunities. So we have the keyword. In our case scenario is n8n SEO automation. I'm going to have the intent, the volume, the competition level, and also the strategic value and the opportunity score. So we have 10 of them, which is amazing, right? Because all the data was scraped using SCVO, which is search everywhere optimization. We're using Perplexity for that, and also Tabili. I'm going to have then our competitor identification. So this was done by this guy right here, our competitor identificator. The data that this guy is pulling is just fantastic. So we have an overall summary of everything. We're going to have also our top competitors with their article. So if we're going to press on the article, we can see even what his article is about. We can read it, we can have a look through it. We're going to have basically the competitor, the angle, the weakness to exploit, and moving forward again. So these are the top results in our case scenario based on the input, yeah? We're going to have also authoritative EAT resources. So this was done by this agent right here. So he is checking data online for authoritative resources, yeah? So like for example, in our case scenario, okay, it's Google search. Everyone knows Google, of course, they trust Google. Here you go, NVIDIA, IBM, and of course, n8n, right? Then we have the first draft outline, right? So in our case scenario, it was done by this guy right here. And here we have our outline. Core problems, solutions, key takeaways. We have a table of content that will be generated there. Also going to have the introduction. We're going to have the H2s, core topics, subtopics, practical applications, and so on. So the AI will generate that. I mean, the outline creator, which is fantastic, right? And then at the end, we're going to have our first draft markdown article. So in case maybe you don't like how it's made, maybe you want to let's say change it slightly. So you don't need to rerun once again the whole automation. You can just feed this file, which is basically, you can have it also like a document. I'll check. It's a document. Yeah, so it will export as a document also. You just feed this document to any AI model. I recommend Gemini or Claude or even GPT Pro if you have. And you can recreate the article with all the relevant data, right? So hey, here you go. Let's look at the article. Yeah, so this and this, they're exactly the same. Just for information. Also have it as HTML if you really want it as an HTML. Yeah, this is just super basic HTML with, okay, here you go, table of content. Everything is workable, of course. We have H2s, H3s, bullet points, and everything that is required for our article. I think this is over 1000 characters right here. But hey, AI makes mistakes. I mean, based on my own like understanding and how all of this automation works, when you put 1000 words, it will work. It will make maybe an article of 1200 words, 1300 words. If you put 1500, it will work for sure 100%. Just for information that, hey, it's still not fully like, it doesn't fully follow the word count because it's a lot of data that is fed to the AI and he needs to generate articles based on that. But hey, if you have all this report available, I mean, if you feed it to any AI and so on, guys, you can create a masterpiece. That's for sure. So once again, this whole automation based on this form input right here, which is basically this one here, yeah, it will send you an email that will contain, this is the email as an example, that will contain all this. So it will contain the research in HTML format if you want. It will contain the article in a document format. It will contain the article in HTML format, and it will contain also the research in a document format. I was thinking to add image generation. I was thinking also to add maybe, I don't know, like Shopify or WordPress to create and put the article. But hey, guys, because there's so many people that are using, let's say Shopify, they're using WordPress, they're using Wix Studio, Webflow, and so on. So I thought that, hey, this approach will be a lot more better. And I removed the image generation from my previous version because it was not perfect. So I was thinking like, hey, okay, better for now, guys. If you want to have some ideas in regards to image generation, if you want to add it here, you can take it from my previous workflows. They are available right there. I mean, it's just you need to have a little bit of knowledge on how to set everything. So I hope you're ready. Now I'm gonna move towards setting up this monster. I'm gonna show you step by step what exactly you need to do and what exactly you need to connect, because that's required. And let me drink some water and let's dive right in. Okay, so you will start with an empty workflow, right? Here, you can create a workflow. You're gonna go and you will import from file. Here, this is what you'll receive. You will have the Frankenstein V8 Pro Research JSON. You just upload it here and done. So what's next? Okay, that's a good question. First you save. First you give a name to your workflow. In this case, Frankenstein V8 demo. Yeah, that's an example. So there are a few fields that you require to fill, which are set client data, set API credentials. You will need to put also the content structure. So everywhere that you see sparkles, you will need to fill. Also these guys. Right here, you will just need to connect the data only once, so they will work properly, yeah? So let's start from the beginning. As I mentioned before, this will work based on a form submission. We're gonna need to set the client data. So you just enter here, and here you will see basically client brand name, website URL, brand voice and tone, EAT. Just fill this in based on your business criteria, right? Next, we're moving towards the set API credentials. In this case scenario, when you press on them, you will have the Vili API and Perplexity API. So why this one is here? Because as you can see here, there are many tools. Here and here and here and here and here and here and here, right? So for you not to get the hassle to input in each and every one of them, I put it for you easier so you can just put them once here and everything else will be taken care of, yeah? So how to set the Vili API and Perplexity API? Here you have API documentation. So if you press on that, then you will need to press on get started. You just go to Perplexity, type Perplexity, enter on the dashboard. We're going to go to account. You're going to press on account. And then here we're going to have API keys. So you will need to submit your API key right here, yeah? I already have an API key, so I'm going to put it right there. Then you will need to input the Vili API key. So again, you need to press on the second link. Hey, it's not pressable. I don't know why, so just copy. Get an API key. You enter here. You log in. You just copy. I'm overcredited, so I'm going to use a different account. And you just put it here. So basically, this is how you're supposed to fill it, yeah? API for Vili and API for Perplexity. It's that simple. Moving forward, these are the first two things that are required. You set client data and set API credentials. Now, everything else is covered until this point right here. So going to our outline architect, as you can see, he has a document attached. When you press on this document, so this is what's in here. So what you'll need to do, you will need to connect your Google credentials and you will need to sign in. So it will work. For you to know exactly how to connect these Google credentials, because hey, all of these steps are covered in another video, I put them here. You're gonna see a link for reference. It contains all the data on how to connect Google to your n8n instance, because you need to create your Google Cloud. Yeah. So basically that's it. Why this document here is required for the outline architect. So here we're gonna have the content structure. So if you're gonna press on this right here, you'll have, hey, the principles apply to all structures. We're going to have if it's 1000 word count, if it's 1500 word count, if it's 2000 word count. So this is the structure of how the articles are supposed to be created. So in your case scenario, maybe you have a specific structure. Let's say, I don't know, you don't want to create articles, but you want to create maybe service pages. So maybe you can just modify this outline architect and the final article generation also, and the HTML format. So you'll need to modify if you have maybe something else, not like blog posts or articles, but maybe some pages or whatever there is, yeah? So everything comes to this guy right here. He needs to have a document attached. So if you're gonna press on him, I'm gonna have here your doc ID or URL, which is basically this doc right here, structure um, or article, right? I mean, you can just, hey, put on this, go here, download, duplicate, put it in your Google instance and connect to this agent. So make sure you do that. Yeah, this is very important. Then the article will be created by our article generation, HTML format, and so on. And we will reach here our document creation. So we will have the HTML and the document, the desired document required. Yeah. So here, as we see the sparkles, we have a few nodes that we require to set up, right? So let's go to the first one, which is prepare data. As we enter inside, here we have also a node, create a drive folder. Make sure it is set to view, input the drive folder ID in prepare data node. So as you go right here, we have here a document name, which is from the previous nodes, and here we have drive folder ID. So here you need to put a drive folder ID. So how to do that? I'll just show you in a bit. I'm gonna open a different drive folder on my different screen, guys. I have 3 screens here. Just give me one moment. So I'm gonna go now to home. I will try to create, for example, okay. I will show you now how and what is the drive folder ID that needs to go right here, yeah? So it needs to go from here. As you can see, you have a drive folder ID. So this is the one that we need, just for your information. You just put it here as an example, and it will be put there. Also make sure that, oh, I'll try to open that one. Wait, I'll try to open it back now. Oh, okay. Because make sure that it's set to view all. Because if it's not set to view all, mm, make sure that, hey, it's set to view all. I would say that will be the best thing. So it's visible. The folder is visible with anyone with URLs. So AI, when he fetches this document, it's available to him. So make sure this document is available to this AI. And also, in that case, for the drive folder, it's available to each and every one of them for the upload, right? So going to prepare data field right here. We have all the get data. Oh, going back here. That was a different one, guys. Apologies. So going back right here. So we did put here the drive folder ID, right? Now moving forward, we have these 4 HTTP request nodes. These are just to upload our document in Google Drive. So 2 are for HTML formats and 2 are for document format. So when you're pressing right here in, it's just like this. You will need to check your Google Drive OAuth 2 API. So you will need to connect your Google Drive account. And also you need to have enabled the Google Drive API and also the Google Docs API. Everything is right here in this video that you'll have it in the workflow. So you just connect these guys. Like for example, here is an example on how it looks. Yeah, it's quite basic and quite simple. After you connect these and you enable the Google Cloud API for Docs and for Drive, it will move forward and it will send you the email. Also, don't forget to configure the email also. In our case scenario, it's the account. So go to Gmail account, you sign in, and it's done. It's that simple. Yeah. Okay. So I'll say that's it, how you set it up. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'll make myself bigger right here. Oh, I'll put myself even here. So far, I would say that's it, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and thank you for being here so far. So once again, just a summary of everything, what this automation will do, all this automation from the back. Yeah, it will create for you a deep dive research, keyword research, competitor analysis, EAT, authorities, and so on, and will create for you that research data, because the article, that's just an example of, hey, what you can output from that data. But the main point here is that, hey, you have all the strategies. You can put them, like, for example, okay, I'll make myself even smaller. You can put all this data with some drag and drop elements, because, hey, of course I could show you, like, you could put here Google Sheets or an Airtable or whatever, yeah, but it's too much of a hassle, because, hey, I want to feed this data or this document, I want to feed to an AI that, hey, maybe he can structure it properly. But having it for Google Sheets, I mean, of course, it's more better for humans, for us, yeah, to understand and so on. But if you want to do that, it's just some simple add node, drag and drop Google Sheets. You can construct your Google Sheets however you want. Maybe you want to have only the people asks, or you want to have maybe only the problem focused or whatever. But all the data will be available here. So, yep, just for information, all the information and all the data is available down in the description. Once again, thank you for watching, and I wish you a great day ahead. Take care.